The next person, pronouns are he, him, and their preferred name is Obama.
Hey,
Okay.
hi. How's it going?
What's up, Obama?
Oh, it's going all right. How you guys?
We're doing all right. Are you there?
Yes. Sorry, I had to switch it. It switched on my phone to like the phone microphone rather than speaker.
Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing all right. So I guess I'll try and keep this quick because I got like 15 minutes. Yeah. Essentially, I guess my question is, I can understand how this would be like maybe inherently like othering and maybe inherently a little like transphobic, but like I find myself very attracted to trans women like specifically, and I don't know if there's like an ethical way to be a chaser.
Okay. Damn. That's a banger issue, Chad Vice issue. I mean, I guess the point what I would recommend is remember that trans women are just normal people and don't be. I don't know how to describe, like, what do you do in a fetish situation? Like, it's just because you also recognize that it's a fetish, so it's odd. Like, have you met a trans woman before? Have you like talked to trans women?
I mean, like not many in person. I know like a couple. I used to work with a trans woman for a while. And I mean, like,
so what is it? Is it the gawk? What's going on? What's so? Because I don't understand. Like, what is the, like, how? What's the difference between like being attracted to trans women and cis women versus only being attracted to trans women? Like, why do you think you're a chaser?
I mean, it's just I've
gawk?
tried having I've tried a few cis women and stuff, and I don't know if it's just I'm getting nervous and two in my head, and I'm just like, I don't know, I can't get the boy up.
I do love how you put on bro mode for that. I tried a few cis women.
Oh yeah.
So you can't like wait. Do you think are you sexually attracted to cis women? Like
that is, it feels complicated because I feel like yes, like when I'm not to get too in the nitty gritty or anything, but when I'm like masturbating and stuff, it's usually to like cis women and stuff. Sometimes trans.
Wait,
women.
I don't get it. You don't even crank it to trans porn. I thought that was like the major thing that
usually like. But I mean, also, like I also will jerk off to cis women as well.
I guess my question is, why is the reproductive organ important? Like, because if you were because like you don't start with like attraction doesn't start from like what's in someone's pants, right? Yeah. Do you like see somebody, you're like, oh, this person seems cool. I feel like there's probably like more to what you're attracted to, the spectrum of like what you're attracted to, than just like what's between someone's legs. Maybe, I don't know, or I'm wrong.
I don't know. It's complicated and tough.
Yeah, it probably play a role, but
I certainly think it plays a role. I don't know where to start here.
Yeah, it's me neither.
Hold on.
Hasan's in another world.
No, don't worry about it. I'm just don't listen. Don't pay attention to what I'm doing on the other. Questions. I have so many questions still. So
yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, so you find yourself attracted to cis women, but when you have had sex with cis women, you're not sexually attracted to them in the moment, but you have had sex with trans women and you are like really into it.
I have not had any trans women yet, but like
wait, but you don't even know. So that's not even a thing. You don't even know if you could get it up.
That is
like part of me feels like this is just like theoretical, right? Like
yeah, so if you couldn't get it up with a trans woman either, then that might be like a sexual anxiety situation which you need to work through, right? It's not about like you being a chaser even. Like it might be some form of erectile dysfunction, which is perfectly healthy and normal. People have it and you just got to like kind of work through that.
I would say definitely don't lead with I'm an ethical chaser though, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's
But also, if you haven't had the experience, then just like keep yourself open-minded and open to, dating different people and like
You're right.
having, a physical, intimacy with different people.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
it should
Yeah.
play the field.
Ultimately, yeah. I'm sorry. Go on.
Play the field.
I think, yeah.
Some people in the
ultimately, I
chat said a
probably-
lot of trans women only like trans women before they come out or realize. But here's a question I have for you. What other sexual interests do you have? Like, is the fact that you're like aware that of the term being a chaser, and you're trying to come into, you're trying to come to terms with that, like being unethical, implies that you're in this weird moral conundrum where, on the one hand, you are attracted, you think, to trans women and trans women only, but also simultaneously you recognize that there's nothing wrong with being attracted to trans women, of course, but like you said the term chaser, so it's like, are you actually fetishizing them, or are you just simply saying that and you're not? Like that's one of the parts that I'm trying to understand, because like there's a difference between like being attracted to trans women versus fetishizing them and only thinking about like having sex with trans women and I guess like not seeing them as full human beings and objectifying them to that degree.
But it doesn't seem like
Yes.
you feel that
Yeah,
way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It doesn't seem like you feel that way.
Especially if you're like jerking off to like cis women in porn, like that tells me that there's like more to it, and some people have said this, like Hasan said this earlier, like it could be a performance thing. I feel like you just need more data.
Yeah,
I think.
I think what
I think-
Hasan and everybody's, I'm seeing some in the chat, is I don't think it's wrong to have a preference, right?
Sure.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so it's not wrong to have a preference. It seems like you may have a preference, but so long as you don't see them as just a fetish, I'm not sure where the issue is.
I mean, this is another classic Chad Vice take, but just be normal and treat people like human beings is like the best way to go about it.
Totally.
And if you find yourself, like, I don't even know how the fetishization happens, but if you find yourself like not viewing, your partner or someone that you're talking to as like anything but an object of sexual desire, then at that point I think it's good to, because you seemingly recognize it as an unethical thing. At that point, it's just like you got to go back to the drawing board. I don't know if you're there yet, because like you haven't really had as much experience with trans women either, right? At all, as a matter of fact. Have you hooked up with a trans woman?
No. Not
So-
yet.
So I don't even understand like where it's coming from then. So you just like, you want to hook up with a trans woman and it seems perfectly valid. Maybe I don't know. Do you feel like there's something weird about that, or something that's like kinky or gross even about that? Sorry to use this language, chatters, but like that might be one of your hangups here, that like it makes you feel as though it's weird to be attracted to a trans woman, so I must be a chaser.
I guess, yeah, that's probably some kind of, like there could be some kind of, internalized something there. It's I've heard it said a 1,000 times, mostly from you, like things like transphobia is the default state. And that's very much like the way that I was raised up, was to just be a hateful little goblin man. I've very much tried to get away from that, but I think, there is probably.
Well, but I don't get it. Like, do you view trans women as like women? Do you view trans women as like normal people? Like, you've met trans women, you said, or you work with a trans woman. Like, what do you think about her? Like, do you think she's just like a regular coworker that you're attracted to?
Yeah, and I would say like with that particular woman, it was just like not even like an attraction thing with her, so much. She was just like somebody that I worked with. She was very attractive, but like, she particularly didn't.
So yeah, I
click
don't
with
think you're a transphobic person then, right? And like, I feel like a part of being a chaser comes from that, like being transphobic, and then Like Alex Jones is a chaser. Like he spends a whole, or Joe Rogan. You know, like there's a lot of people out there who are openly and outwardly transphobic, but simultaneously want girl cock. Ray, you didn't know what that was.
I'm learning.
Oh, no.
I was one with what you were talking about the whole time.
Yeah, so I think that you shouldn't feel guilty for your preference as long as you're like around trans women and treating them perfectly normal. Obviously, you're not like transphobic if that's the case, it seems.
Right, and I think I was just getting in my head and just kind of.
Yeah, we have a trans woman in the chat that said, to this person, he needs to unpack and learn more. I think he might be getting lost in the sauce of labels. He should try to be with a trans woman and be upfront with her. His heart is in the right place, which I think so too. I think you're.
I agree with that comment.
Yeah, I don't think you're. I think you just got to explore a little bit and just be normal when you're doing that.
People like people.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you very
Okay.
much, Obama.
Thank you for having
Can
me,
you
guys.
say it in
And
the chat box?
Thank you very much, Obama.
thank you very much, folks.
Thank you very much. Believe me.
All right, I really appreciate you guys having me on. Good show.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. You're learning stuff today.
Yeah, I haven't heard
See,
of that.
this is why we have Chad Vice to learn and help people learn more about
Educational.
themselves.
Yeah.
Mhm.